Hi everybody, here we go with our day 10 math task. The first question says there were 24 people in a marching band. They lined up in equal rows. Show how they could have lined up. Write an equation that represents your drawing. So the first thing I want to do is I want to find some keywords. And so I noticed that it says there were 24 people in a marching band. So some keywords there. They lined up in equal rows. That's important to know. Equal rows is the same as equal groups, which tells me we're doing a multiplication or a division problem. And then it says, show how they could have lined up. And the first thing that I notice is, after the 24, I have no more numbers. I know that they're lining up in equal groups, so I know this is going to be a multiplication or division problem, but it's not giving me any more information than that. So I would write my Math Mountain with my total, my number of groups, and my number in each group. But the problem is I only know one of these numbers, and that's the 24. There were 24 people in a marching band. That is my total. So we can put it here. We just don't know the rest of it. We don't know how many groups there are, and we don't know how many people were in each group. So we've got to find ways that we can make 24 ourselves. Now, if you already know things that multiply up to 24, we can put them in here. But if you're not too sure, I'm going to be using an app today that I linked in Google Classroom. It's called Free Math Apps. And I'm going to go into Free Math Apps, and I'm going to go to the number line, and I'm going to open the web app. When I do that, I'm going to get a number line with some choices. I want my number line to be whole numbers, not fractions, not decimals. No numbers means it would give me tick marks with no numbers. No ticks just means it would give me a straight line. I want it to have numbers. I want it to look like what I see going on behind me. I can check the spacing. Right now my spacing's pretty tight. I can loosen it up, but then it gets really big and I don't see my number 24 on here, and I've got to remember that 24 is my total. I want to get my spacing a little bit tighter so that I can see the 24 here. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm done with that number line setup, and I'm going to start by making a mark at 24. And the reason I'm making a mark at 24 is because that was my total. 24 is my total, and I need to remember that. Let's see if I can try that again. There we go. Now you guys can see this little box pops up if you click on pencil. Now I can go ahead and get rid of pencil. And what I want to do is I want to make some jumps. Now the trick with the question that we're trying to answer is there's several different right ways you can do this. If I click on my little jumper here, I'm going to get a jump, and I don't want it to be right here in the middle of my number line. I want to start it at 0, so I'm going to slide it down to 0 by grabbing it up here. Slide it to 0. And this jump right now is a jump of 5. Well, if I jump by 5s, will I land on 24? I'm just going to keep adding jumps. And they're all jumps of 5. And let's see, yikes, no. If I jump by 5s, I am not going to land on 24. And the reason I'm not going to land on 24 is because when you count by 5s, 24 is not one of those numbers that you say. So I want to get rid of all of these. I'm going to hold the shift down, and I'm going to click each one while I'm holding the shift down. And then once I've done that, I'm going to hit the trash can, and I'm going to say, yeah, I want to delete those. I need a number that I can jump by that is one of those numbers that is a factor of 24. What I mean by that is if I count by, let's say, 2s, will I say 24? Well, let's try a different jump. Let's try a jump of 2. I'm going to move it back over to the 0, and I'm going to shrink my jump down to a jump of 2 instead of a jump of 5. And now I'm just going to go ahead and keep adding jumps of 2. And let's see if we land at the 24. Yeah, perfect. If I do jumps of 2, I can land at the 24. Now I just need to count the jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 jumps of 2 will get me to 24. There's a little number down here that will label the jumps for me. These are all jumps of 2. So I could do 12 jumps of 2, and that would equal 24. So if I go back to my document, I could say that there are 12 jumps of 2, or in this case, 12 rows of 2, and that would equal 24. So there's one way I could do it, but it's not the only way. Let me show you another way that it can be done. Still using the number line, I'm going to go ahead and hit Shift and click each one individually to get rid of these. And I'm going to try a 3 jump this time. Let's see if we can get to 24 by jumping 3s. So let's go ahead and delete those. Let's add a jump. This time, that's a jump of 5. I don't want a jump of 5. I want a jump of 3. So there we go. And let's continue adding jumps. And let's see if we land on 24. Perfect. We landed right on 24. How many jumps did it take? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which means 8 jumps of 3 would also do it. Which means I could have 8 jumps and each jump is a 3. That would also do it. There's another way to make 24. Again, not the only way to make 24. Remember, 2 jumps of 12 did it. 8 jumps of 3 did it. I'm going to go one more time. And again, remember, when you want to get rid of jumps, if you're going to mess around with this tool, you can get rid of all your jumps if you just hold the Shift key down and click each one individually, then hit the trash can and delete them. Let's try jumps of 4 this time. It automatically comes up with a jump of 5, but I don't want a 5 because we tried that. That did not work. Jumps of 4. And I'm just going to go ahead and add jumps. Woo! I landed right on the 24, which is what I want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 jumps of 4 will do it also, which means I could have here 6 jumps of 4. And that's the thing about this problem. This problem is giving you the choice as to how you would solve it. How many rows could you put your marching band into? And right now we've done several that would work. You need to pick one. And by the way, the ones that I've listed here, still not the only ones there if you think about the commutative property and switched partners. Then it says to write an equation that represents your drawing. So if this is my drawing, this is my number line, I've got 6 jumps of 4. Then I'm going to go ahead and write that as an equation. And my equation is going to be 6 jumps of 4 equals 24. Now, when you do your packet on paper, notice that it says show how they could have lined up. What they want you to do is they actually want you to draw it out. I'm messing with it online because I am filming online, but they are wanting you to show how they could have lined up. They want to see your picture. So they want to see your number line drawn on here. So once you've made your number line here, you need to transfer or draw that number line onto your paper to show what it looks like. All right. Now, the next question says, a group of 30 people are going to the Ravens game together. They decide to carpool. Each car can hold 5 people. How many cars will they need to use? Show your work. I'm going to go at my key terms. We've got a group of 30 people are going to the Ravens game. They decide to carpool, and each car can hold 30 people. So this gives me my each, and we know that the word each is used for multiplying and dividing. And we know we've got 30 people, and each car is holding 5. When I see each, I automatically go towards my Math Mountain because I know I'm going to be doing multiplication. And this can be considered your showing your work. Remember, the top is my total, the circle is my number of groups, or in this case cars, and the square is going to be how many people in each car. The group of 30 people is your total. So we're going to stick total up here. And Each car can hold 5 people. This little bit of information belongs in the square because each car is holding 5, and we are trying to figure out how many cars there are. So I'm going to stick a C there. How many cars will they need to use? You're going to use that, and now we're going to set up an equation. When you know the top number, the total, but you don't know the others, this is a division problem, right? So I'm going to write it as 30, and I don't want to go hunting for the division mark, so I'm going to just go ahead and do it like this. 30 divided by 5 equals C, and then I'm going to go ahead and put that division mark in, is one way to do it. All right, 30 divided by 5 is C. Now you just need to count by 5s until you get to 30 to find your C, and you'll know how many cars they will need to use. Don't forget, post questions in Google Classroom if you need to. Talk to you soon.